everybody. Hello and welcome back again to my channel. How are you guys doing? Happy weekend. How are you guys been? How was your week? I hope you all had an amazing week, and I hope you all having a good weekend. So I was just out this morning um trying to get a few stuff ready for obviously it's going to start getting busy in the course of the year, and you guys know I've got a small business that I do. So I was just on my way to go pick up some deliveries, and I received a notification from um, Google about a news of this young guy. Hello, Onibe, my brother sister, how are you? Happy weekend. I was driving when the notification news notification pop onto my phone, and I don't know why. I think I've messed up with the setting on my phone. Anytime I drive and I receive any notification like that, a sign goes off on my phone. So when I saw his image was hello CC, my beautiful sisters, how are you? You guys were like, where has mom of five been? Happy Saturday to you, my beautiful sister. How are you guys doing? It's good to see you all this morning. I hope I did not wake you lot up. I hope I'm not the one that woke you all up. Happy Sunday, happy Saturday to you all. So immediately I saw that news, I was so in a rush to, get to where I was going so I could actually see what was happening with him, because when I saw that notification, I was like, oh, has it been that, maybe he's been fine? Obviously, for those of you who might not know the story of this young boy, he and his family went on an holiday to Dubai, and when he was in Dubai, he met with a girl. I believe, I don't know what origin, maybe an Indian or Pakistani girl. He met her and they both got down together. So I believe the girl was 17. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. I believe the girl was 17 and he was 18. So they both met and they both got down together, and obviously they went their own way. And then this girl and her family returned back to the UK while Marcus and his family still were in Dubai. So it was while they were still in Dubai that Marcus got arrested. Apparently, the girl's parents, called to report Marcus that Marcus got down with their daughter, blah, 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 blah. And we all know what was really behind that matter there. So Marcus was arrested. At some point, he was jailed, and his parents had to return back to the UK because, yes, they have to come back and, continue to go back to work, and so that they can also provide for his needs as well. So it was held I think it was held in a jail or somewhere, and then it was held. I think it was jail for about a year, but I don't know how long he actually spent in Dubai. And then the king decided to pardon him. And in my own opinion, there, because I did a story about it, in my own opinion, I felt like the UK government deserted him. I felt like they didn't do much for him because he shouldn't have been held that long in Dubai, knowing that obviously I know Dubai, when you're going to do stuff like that, the age of doing stuff like that, especially if you're not married and if you're a tourist, apparently it's a crime for tourists to or visitors to get down, especially if you're married and stuff. It's a crime in Dubai. If that were to be in the UK, nothing would happen. So apparently he got back to the UK after the king pardoned him. I'm not sure for how long he was in Dubai for, but I just can't imagine if that was my child being banged up in a country where it doesn't know anybody, just because of obviously it got down. And it was I would imagine would have been a very, very trying period for his parents and stuff. So he got back to the UK, and I don't think I heard any news. I think the last update I saw was that it was now back in the UK and stuff like that, and it was just going to continue with his life. Only for me to receive that notification a few minutes ago that he was involved in a car accident and he's died. Immediately I read that news, or more, like I don't even know where. I was so emotional. And obviously, that's why I'm behind the camera this morning. I have still not been able to shake it off my system. I've not been able to shake it off my body. And I don't know why news of young black kids nowadays, when I hear of things like this happening to them, it just messes me up emotionally. I don't know. Maybe the fact that he's a young boy, maybe it's the fact that he's of the same age as my son, maybe it's the fact that I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that maybe something went wrong somewhere, but it definitely deserved to leave. It definitely deserved to leave. So nothing has been released as much, but I'm just going to share my screen with you right now from the news article that I saw. So they've not really mentioned much of what happened. Apparently, it was in a car that was being allegedly chased by the police, and the car allegedly did not stop, and then the car was in a crash. Let me read your comment, guys. Sissy said, heard this news yesterday, but to confirm with a friend who is Congolese and knows the family, she sent me voice note this morning that it was true. Gosh, exactly. I'd imagine that it was when it was apparently confirmed, that was when news channels started reporting it as well. Florence said, please, is it the guy? Yes, he is the one. Yes, it was just released. Yes, yes. It was just a few weeks ago there. It's not even that long that you go back to the UK. It was the one, yes. So let me share my screen with you to read the article that I found in regards to this. Like I said, guys, like even right now, I can't, my tears, I just can't. Whew, I've cried my eyes out. No, so I saw the news was from MSN actually that I received, and it says here that teenager 19 jailed in Dubai over holiday romance with girl 17 as killed in car crash after car fails to stop for police in North London. So it says here a British teenager who was jailed in Dubai after having romance with a UK tourist has died after a car he was in failed to stop for police and crashed in North London. So it says here that Marcus Fakana, 19, died from significant injuries after the smash just before 1 a.m. on Friday. Oh my God. Officers on patrol attempted to stop a vehicle in court of interest in Pretoria Road, Edmonton. I've been to Edmonton before, actually. The Metropolitan Police said following a short pursuit of approximately 60 seconds, they temporarily lost sight of it. Shortly after, officers drove onto the roundway in Tottenham to find the car had been involved in a road traffic collision with another vehicle. The teenage passenger suffered serious wounds and was provided with immediate first aid prior to the arrival of the London Ambulance Service in an air ambulance. A first spokesman added he was taken to hospital where, despite the best efforts of emergency services and medical staffs, he died a short time later. His next of kin have been informed. Guys, I just can't imagine um what will have gone on in the minds of his parents once when they received that news that he's dead. It's sad. So it says here that the male driver, also 19, survived but was arrested after the smash. Guys, I just can't put the thought of the fact that he's dead. I can't even put it out of my memory. Even reading this article, this picture is just flashing in my face. His picture is flashing in my face that it was that young boy who went on holiday with his parents, going to the whatever going to in Dubai, got back home. I mean, he's just about to start the phase of his life, doing things, and boom, it's gone. It's gone. It says here that the male driver, also 19, survived but was arrested after the smash on suspicion of failure to stop and dangerous driving. He remains in police custody. Mr. Fakano was arrested and sentenced to 1 year in a maximum security prison last year over a consensual holiday relationship in August last year with another British tourist who was just a few months younger than himself. The girl was 1 month away from turning 18, but getting that with anyone under the age of 18 is an offense in the Gulf states, a fact that he was not aware of at the time. And I remember I did a live stream about this, and one of the lessons I did, or one of the advice I gave, was that regardless of whatever country you're traveling to, please try and stay observant of the laws there, what is allowed and what is not allowed there. Don't just assume that people go there, or you can just don't just assume that if you go to any country or any country abroad that you can just do things you would normally do in the country where you've originated from. You can't be a boyfriend and a girlfriend of that age in London. We know they will be kissing and all of that, but in Dubai you can't. So I believe one of the advice or lesson I gave was that wherever you're traveling to, make sure you know what is allowed and what's not allowed in that country that you're going to. So obviously for him, he was not aware of that at the time. They met when both their families were staying at a luxury hotel. It was released from prison in July this year. Can you guys imagine? It was only released July. just few weeks ago actually, after receiving a rare pardon from Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed, obviously that's the king there, and had to return to the UK. Radha Stalin, founder of Detained in Dubai, who supported the teen and his family and campaigned for his relief or for his release, shared the news of his death in the crash on social media. Writing on X, formerly Twitter, she wrote, "We are heartbroken." I saw that news actually as well. We are heartbroken to share that our client and friend Marcus Fakana tragically lost his life in a car accident in Tottenham after his release from Dubai jail. In quotes, his loss is a painful reminder of how precious life is. Exactly. Life is so precious, especially this time of the year. I know we Nigerians, we Africans, we are like, once we enter into the month of Ember, we all know that the month of Ember starts from September. So from September, October, November, December, I believe as Africans, we have this thing in our mind that these months are very, very dangerous, and we just have to be very, very extra cautious about the things we do. And also, it just goes to show that life is very, very fickle. It could be gone like that. It could be gone like that. So how precious life is and how unnecessary imprisonment robs people of time they can never regain again. Exactly. Every day of freedom matters. Miss Sterling told the Daily Mail, "I came to know Marcus as he faced one of the most frightening experiences of his life, and I witnessed his strength and courage throughout. He was grateful for the compassion shown to him by the British public, and his experiences gave him a renewed focus on Christianity and prayer. Marcus was thankful to have regained his freedom and was looking forward to building a positive future. My heartfelt condolences go to his family and friends at this difficult time. My heartfelt condolences go to his parents as well. Like I said, I just can't imagine what his parents will be going through, and I just can't imagine. I mean, maybe his mom was at work, his dad was at work, and they had to call them at 1 a.m. or just after 1 a.m. to say that their son has passed away. I just like no parent deserves such, like no parent deserves such news. No parent deserves the loss of a child. It's no matter how old or how young that child is, a child will always remain a baby in the hands of his or her parents. And like I said, guys, like even doing this live stream, it's totally messed up my emotions today. Like that was a least news I was expecting to read about this boy, but it's sad, super super sad. So tributes flooded in for the teenager on social media. One person wrote, "Oh God, I feel for your dad, mom, your uncles and aunties, your cousins, your sisters and brothers. Your soul rest in perfect peace, Marcus." So yeah, that's the news being reported there. And it's sad that he is gone. I just can't. I just can't believe that it was only just released there in July. So July, August, September, less than 12 weeks, and he is gone. Less than 12 weeks, and he's gone, gone, gone. And you know what? Obviously, he's not a he's not a baby, and he's not a grown adult. I would say he's 19, and even me being a parent, and this is not me shading his parents or anything like that. It just goes on to show how some parents are so extra cautious about where their children go or who they are with. So being a parent myself, my oldest is 21, and each and every time when she steps out of the house, I want to know where she's going. And even still at that, I will still tell her and say, you know what, I want you back home at this time. Like you, if you know you're going to stay later than that time, then you're not going where you want to go. So I mean, they look at me as if, oh, mom, why are you this, why are you that? And I'm sure most of you will agree with me. You can imagine this accident happened 1 a.m. in the morning, and I know crimes, loss of lives could happen anywhere at any time. It does not necessarily have to be. I mean, people could be at home and something could happen to them and they would die. And it just goes on to show that parents always have a reason for wanting their children not to stay out late till that time. And at 1 a.m. in the morning, I wouldn't want any of my child being on the streets at 1 a.m. in the morning. I wouldn't want them to. And like I said earlier on, that if any of my kids are going out and you're going to stay out that late, I would rather you don't go, because There are lots of crazy people, even at that time of the night. There are lots of crazy people out there. You might just be going on your own innocent walk, and they'll just come and look for your trouble. So this young boy now, it was in a car being chased by the police. We don't know whatever reason the police were chasing their car. And as it is, he was not the one behind the wheel. He was just a passenger. He was just a passenger, and he's gone. And that his friend, who was a driver, I would imagine if he ever gets convicted, is just probably going to get a couple of years, maximum maybe 3 years for obviously maybe the kind of driving he was driving. Like I don't know. Let me read your comment, guys. I don't intend to be long here. I just want to obviously let you guys know because, like I said, I covered his story. I think I covered his story twice on the live stream, and when I heard this news, I just had to bring it. Sissy said, take it easy. Honestly, Sissy, like I can't. All of the posts I've seen where there's been reporting about him, I've been shedding a tear each and every time I read a post. It's just so sad, and now I don't even know if I'll be able to function today because this news, it actually hit me. I feel as if I know him more than just from a story that I've read on social media. It's sad. Florence said, it is well. I will listen later. My spirit is down. Have a gracious. Thank you so much, Florence, for coming. Sissy said, if he had stayed in prison, exactly, you know what, Sissy, there's always going to be that if. There's always going to be that if. If he had stayed in prison, he would still be alive. Sometimes bad things happen for your own good. We don't know what it is saving us from. Absolutely, you are right, Sissy. You are right. You are right. Anna's expression said, going to prison at a very young age affects one negatively. May so rest in peace. Amen. Obviously, what he did, he was not aware of the laws in Dubai. And obviously, from that, the firm that were representing him, they were like, no, it was one of the most, frightening thing in his life. And obviously him being away for that long, and he just want to be a young guy again. He just want to be a young boy on the street of London again. And then one of those nights happens to be the night. It will be interesting. It will be great if we actually know why the police were chasing them. Okay, it will be. I mean, London roads are really really tiny, and I just can't imagine them being chased only for them to end up in a oh god in a crash, and for the crash to have taken his life. Also, guys, I just want to put this here. Please, either you are a driver in a car, either you are a passenger in a car. I don't care how a careful driver that person is. Please ensure you always have your seatbelt on. Ensure you always have your seatbelt on. Okay. You might just be saying, oh, I just want to drive around the corner. Please ensure you have your seatbelt on all the time. Like I said, road race and all of these things is sad, but like I said, the police have not really released much, but it's just that he's died and he's gone. He's gone. He had his life ahead of him. And just like Sissy said there, just if he had stayed in Dubai prison for maybe the entirety of the 1 year, maybe he would still be alive today. Maybe he would still be alive today. Annie Babe said, Momo 5, please take it easy. May so rest in perfect peace. Guys, I'm gonna read your comment and I'll go like I can't stop these tears. Like I'm just gonna jump straight into my bed because yeah. Sister said, please, parents, we need to pray for yes, we need to pray. And for me, like I said, I'm still going if you are age 30 in my house, I still want to know where you're going. And as long as you live under my roof, you're not gonna be out till 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm sorry. You're not gonna be out 1 a.m. in the morning because like I said, I know bad things happen even to people who are indoors, but then you are at much risk of bad things happening to you when you're out and about late at night. It's just it's sad. Guys, let me read your comment and I'll be heading away. This case needs us to intercede for them. Yes, the devil is working on these children. Absolutely, absolutely. Agbaman said, why would you give a 21-year-old coffee that? Well, that is how I raise my children. You can allow your child stay out and about to whatever time. That is how I raise my children. Because at the end of the day, it is whatever you instill in them. And while I'm instilling such coffee on them, is to let them open their brains and say, if you don't have a business out about at 2 a.m., why the freaking hell are you outside at 2 a.m.? You should be in your bed sleeping. If you're not at work, what are you freaking doing out of clock at 2 a.m.? So, Agbaman, I hope you understand that. That is how I chose to put my children in check. I don't care if you are 40 years old, as long as you live under my roof. No, you're not going to be out till 2 a.m. I expect only if I know why. But then the why cannot be for if you're not at work, you want to be over my langba car, you want to be walking the street of London, or you want to be walking the street of where because you want to have a good time. You can be in your flat and have a good time with your friends. Yes, you want to dress up, do that, but 1 a.m. I'm sorry. Yes, I impose a curfew on my children, and that's how it's gonna be. Florence said, read now from Yahoo Mail that it was out Friday night about 1 a.m. Which yes, it was with a friend, and apparently according to that MSN news, it was that friend that was driving. Yeah, we don't know why the police were chasing them. According to the article that I read, the police said they lost touch. I mean, they chased them for about 60 seconds and then they lost contact with them, only for them to see them later on to see that they were involved in a crash. So I'm sure there is going to be an investigation at some point and they will let us know. I would have imagined they were maybe probably speeding. Maybe, well, I don't want to assume anything. I don't want to assume anything because we don't know anything. Well, Agbama, you can change your ways, okay? You can change your ways for your children by letting them go about, wander about, even at 40 years old, wander about. Because even me, as a 42-year-old woman, no matter where I go, no matter what event I attend as an adult, I don't stay out till 1 a.m. It's a different case if I'm walking out. Even if I'm at a workplace, I'm not langbaring, walking about at 1. Doing what? Doing what? I beg. And the police stopped them. However, they refused to stop and still going on at speed. Well, I'm sure they're still going to be. Well, at least, Madele Lawal, whatever I've instilled on them, at least they know the dangers of walking out or being out at that time. If they chose to put themselves in danger at that time, so be it. But then me telling them, me instilling that time in them, saying, well, what business do you have outside at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning? What do you want to drink? What music or what dance do you want to dance that you cannot dance in your flat afterwards? Because, like I said, I've seen people out 1, 2, 3 a.m. walking about in the cold, doing nothing because they went to the club and they're just walking about roomlessly in the streets. Like, what fun is there? What fun is there roaming the street at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the streets? There have been times when I was walking late. I've seen young girls in the street walking aimlessly at 3 a.m. in the morning. Like, why don't you just freaking leave the club wherever you go and go back to your flat? If you want to drink, drink. Yes, if they move to their flat, I would want to believe that whatever I've instilled in them, and I want to believe that they understand the dangers of being out and about at that time. God forbid anything happens to you. So if they have their own flat and they want to, I'm sure none of them, they won't move out. They won't even, like I said, it's whatever you instill in your children that's going to grow with them. And if such child decide that, okay, I'm not going to do what I want to do, then whatever. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I can see some dingbats already bringing their heads in here. Ajayi, you are one of the dingbats. You are one of the people whose brain is under their. You are one of the people with their brain that has been squeezed into their backside. Tough luck. Thank you so much, guys. Anyway, guys, I just want to bring that news there. Like I said, life is very, very fickle. Life is just like when you blow out a candle. That's just how life is. These few months to the end of the year, please let us continue to intercede for our children, for our loved ones, and as parents here, like I said, you guys, you can choose to parent your children the way you want to. The way I parent my child or my children might not be in your own interest. You might not agree with it, and you don't necessarily have to agree with it. Okay, you don't necessarily have to agree with it, but yeah, the way everybody parents their children is different. But like I said, if you let your child know being out and about at that time, if you, the parent, you are not walking about aimlessly at 3 a.m. in the morning, so why should you raise a child who should be roaming aimlessly at 3 a.m. on the streets? Yeah, that's a food for thought for you. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. And Honey Babe, thanks so much for being here. Cece, thank you for being here. Florence, thank you for being here. Anna, especially, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna go, just gonna get my day going. God help me. Tough luck. Thank you so much for coming. Right, guys. I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye.